In today's video, I'm going to reveal the best way to sign your first 5 clients to your agency. I run a creative agency that brings in just a little over $60,000 per month, and we focus on content creation and video production. That being said, I'm going to release my strategy that personally allows me to scale my business from $0 to $60,000 per month, and this strategy can work for any agency that's selling B2B. But in order to do this correctly, I want you to pay attention very closely on what I'm about to say. It's extremely important to mention that this is not going to be easy. So if you plan on clicking a button and instantly generating leads, well, just go ahead and skip this video entirely. Because if you actually want results and real deals, you're going to have to work hard in order to convert clients. If you watch this video closely, I can almost guarantee that if you follow the steps in this video, you will be able to close your next 5 clients in the next 30 days. Because I'm going to break down step by step on how to prospect, reach out to clients, sign clients, and maintain clients on a consistent basis. And if you really want to take full advantage of this video, you can repeat these steps over and over, ultimately allowing you to generate an unlimited amount of new clients. There are hundreds of ways of generating leads for your agency, but if I was getting started today, this would be my #1 source and the easiest way to get started. So guys, before we jump right into the video, if you guys have any questions or concerns, always make sure to leave a comment down below. I do my best to reply to every single comment. And if you stay to the end of the video, I will explain how you can scale this method 2 to 3x, allowing you to scale much quicker. So guys, let's get straight into the video. And this is the step-by-step process that I'm going to go through in order to land your first 5 clients. So the very first thing that we need to do is we need to prospect and we need to find potential leads for us to reach out to. Now, in this strategy, I like to use Instagram, and I like to use an application called Snub.io that will allow us to scrape email addresses from potential websites that we find from Instagram and allow us to reach out not only through Instagram DM, but also be able to reach out via email. So I'm going to pop over straight to Instagram, and we're just going to kind of start here. Now, guys, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go into some bigger companies, some bigger brands like DJI, Sony, just for sakes of making it easy. But I want you guys to really reach for small brands local to your area. And you can do that by really going on YouTube and finding other videos about how to kind of niche down on brands that are local to your area through the Explore page, through hashtags. There's lots of different ways of doing so. But I want to make it as simple and as easy as possible by just reaching out to specific brands and prospecting brands that I would potentially work with. So my company mainly works with e-com based products. So any product that is sold online is going through Instagram or going through just Google in general and finding brands that can potentially what you would want to work with. Now, one way of doing so is actually going on Instagram, scrolling through your ads, and continuously clicking on advertisements of products that you would potentially want to film for. And every single time you do that, you actually make the algorithm adjust to what you're doing on your Instagram, and it begins to show you more and more brands that are running advertisements of those type of products or companies that you would potentially want to reach out to. So that's one way to just start automatically generating new ones. But if I was just starting from scratch, and I was looking through different type of brands, I would maybe search in the search bar. I would search, okay, let's say camera gear. Okay, so this could be a good starting point. So under camera gear, you already have all these pages that have different camera gear. But what we really want to do is we want to find different brands. So what I would do is, now that I have searched camera gear and that's kind of where we're going for and what we're searching for, I'm going to come into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, help me find 10 Instagram pages that are companies in the camera gear world. And if you guys really want to make this as effective as possible, I would actually use some sort of example. So let's use DJI DJI is a huge camera brand, and I guarantee you they will show us a bunch of brands that are similar to DJI. Make sure that they are similar to DJI. Okay, so boom. So now we're going to let it kind of help us find a few different brands. So okay, look at that. We already got Canon, Sony, GoPro, Panasonic, Nikon, Blackmagic, Xeon, okay, Insta360. So right off the bat, guys, ChatGPT is giving us a bunch of different options of brands that are similar to DJI. So again, whatever your niche is, you want to do this same thing, but just apply it towards whether it's a product, whether it's a local service. ChatGPT is getting more and more advanced every single day. So being able to use this strategy will help you a lot in generating just a bunch of different potential prospects that you can work for. Okay. So what I would do next, okay, is I would actually copy and paste all of these brands that are in the camera gear industry, and I would open up a Google Sheets and I would start pasting that in there. Okay. So I would actually go into Google Sheets. I would open up a new page. Okay. I'd open up a blank sheet and I would just start posting, all of these. And another quick thing you could do is export just the IG names into .csv. So you can actually, if you have ChatGPT 4, you can do that and kind of speed up the process of generating a bunch of different potential company leads here. Okay, so now that it has spit that out, we're going to click on that little download button. We're going to go ahead and save that to the desktop. Okay, open that up. And we should already have a quick list of some companies. Perfect. So now I can take this, okay, copy that, and just start kind of adding it to the spreadsheet. Depending on how hard you want to go in terms of outreach, I would recommend that you at least get 100 brands to reach out to. And again, in this example, guys, I'm reaching out to very, very big brands, Canon, Sony, GoPro. And to be completely transparent with you, depending on the stage of your agency, if most of you guys are starting from small, you want to reach out to smaller based companies, local companies, niched companies, companies that aren't so big that they have marketing budgets of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because the type of agencies that you're going to be competing with, it's going to be much more difficult for you to actually work with those brands. So that all being said, let's just say that you already have established these type of camera brands. What I would do then, so the next step in order to get to 100 is I would copy these brands and I would say, find me another 50 brands similar. Okay. And it should just start giving you more and more and more brands. Okay. So it's already pulling all of these camera gear companies. Boom, 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 boom. And look at that. We're already starting to get a lot of camera gear companies. Some of these camera gear companies are bigger than others, but I know some of these are smaller companies that, would definitely be more open to working with creators, influencers, or whatever your agency is specifically niched down on. Now that I have 50 company names, as I had mentioned earlier, I would recommend that you guys actually generate a list of over 100 of them here before you start doing outreach, because the more companies that you're able to outreach to, the higher results you're gonna have. And I would say out of every single 100 companies that you reach out to, you should be able to at least speak to at least one of these companies in a potential collaboration, depending on what the offer is and if they are ready to go or if they need your sort of content. What I would do now that I have done this is I would do two things, okay? So the first thing I would do, and we'll kind of start with Manfrotto, is we'll start to look up Manfrotto, okay? And here's the company right here, Manfrotto. And here's their Instagram, okay? And as I was saying earlier, there's a lot of followers here. So just keep in mind that the more followers and the bigger the company is, the harder it is to get. So again, try to stay in a niche of a smaller amount of followers. But what you would do here is you'd go ahead and follow the brand and you'd kind of shoot them a message. You would just say something along the lines of, hey, love your brand. I love your video. I create videos for brands like yours and would love to discuss working together. Is this something you'd be interested in? Something along the lines of that. And if you can make it more personable, about maybe something that they did, maybe it's a local shop or a local restaurant, you can say, hey, I've actually eaten at your guys' restaurant a few times. I would love to speak further. I actually create video content, or whatever the service is that you do for companies just like yours in the area. Is this something you're interested in? This is just a way to get your foot in the door. So now that we have sent this Instagram DM message, we want to go over to their website, okay? This is Manfrotto, so we're gonna go to manfrotto.com. I know that they're a huge camera company, and here we are right here. Now, this is where the snuv.io comes into play, because, guys, what you're gonna wanna do here is find email addresses. In the B2B outreach world, being able to send out a custom email and a DM and a combination of both is the best way to get in touch with brands free of charge. Now, it is going to cost you a lot of your time by manually doing this, but it's not going to cost you a lot of money. And that's the important part when you're first getting started, is that you can trade more time than you can money. And that's why this strategy of pulling emails and pulling their Instagram and doing this one by one is so effective, because it doesn't cost a lot of money. Okay, so essentially what we would do is we'd click on this snuv.io button, which is a plugin for Google. And you're already seeing that I have a huge list of emails here. But here's the important part, okay? Now, depending on what your service is, you're going to want to be speaking to different departments. Now, for my video production and content creation agency, we want to reach out to people who are in the marketing department, because those are the people who would be making the decisions and the people who would want to collaborate with us, not necessarily the CEO or the head of sales. It's usually the head of marketing. So it's not a bad idea to email as many of these people as you can, but the issue with that is that you can't send out more than about 100 emails a day. Otherwise, your email address will get flagged. So when you want to scale this method, you have to start opening up a bunch of different email addresses. But we'll get into that into another video. The point is that being able to just reach out to the marketing department will be your most effective way. Okay. And what you can do to find that is you can click on this snuv.io. So what you want to do is you want to click this prospects tab right here, and you want to search for marketing. Okay. And it'll show you everybody who's in the marketing. And look at that. We have the operational marketing manager and we have the web marketing manager. And boom, you literally have their email right here. Now, it's not a bad idea to also reach out to a couple of the other people that might be in, like the brand ambassador or the contribution photography. Like, you just need to look through these and think in your head, okay, which aspect of the business is going to be the most effective for me to reach out to. Pick 3 or 4 of them and send those emails. Because like I had mentioned before, if you try to email too many people, your email will not actually be delivered because you will get hit for spam. So in this specific one, we're literally going to just, take the marketing directors and we're good to go. Okay. So moving back to kind of the steps, we just used Instagram and snuv.io, and we've also used ChatGPT to allow us to kind of prospect and look for new leads. The next aspect is composing an outreach message for your clients, which we've already kind of started in this little Instagram DM. But the Instagram is a great way to get started, but the other step would be sending out the emails, okay? So what I would do here is I would write something along the lines of this, okay? Because an email does need to be a little bit more long, but you don't want it to keep it too long because then it starts to look spammy. So we just want to kind of put our foot in the door by starting out with this, okay? Hi, Jamie. And you'll have their name because it says it in snuv.io. So you just, we're just putting a fake name. Hi, Jamie. I am a huge fan of your brand. And I actually own, it's good to kind of like throw out and say something that you like own one of their products. It kind of helps just kind of, touch base a little bit better. So what I would do here is just kind of go to their website, look for products. I actually own, one of your tripods. We could say that. One of your tripods. I actually own one of your tripods and have been using it for. So this is pretty much all I would say at the beginning. I would just try to reach out to them very straightforward. I wouldn't make it too complicated. And I would say something along the lines of this. Hi, Jamie. I'm a huge fan of your brand, and I actually own one of your tripods that I've been using for years. Then I would even say something even more personable, because the more personable and the more different the email message is, the higher of a chance that you will actually get a response. Add something more personal about it, something funny or something that actually would have happened, in that situation. Number 2, I run a video production company, and I wanted to reach out to see if you guys collaborate with creators. If so, I would love to work with you guys and get to know more about your brand. Talk soon, Judson. So this is something very simple, but this is a great beginning message, a cold message, because this isn't a super spammy email. It's something very straightforward. It's not too long. And if somebody's sitting on the other side and they get an email like this, you're going to say, okay, somebody's reaching out to me because they want to work with me. And another important aspect of this is having a bio in your email address. Say something about yourself, put in your website, put in your Instagram, put in a way to show that you're a real person and you're not a bot, because people like this get thousands and thousands of emails over, months of span, and you need to be able to stick out and be a legitimate person. Okay, guys, this stuff works, but you need to send hundreds of these emails to start to get replies. So understand that. But this is exactly what I've used for multiple clients, and I've landed lots of deals using this specific email. Okay, so that pretty much scratches out prospecting, that scratches out composing and outreaching messages for your clients. But what you guys need to do in this is you need to send out an email, and you also need to send out an Instagram. So using a combination of sending an Instagram DM and also sending a cold email to the marketing directors is basically going to get you to creating an offer. So the third step is creating an offer. Now, guys, I can't go into depth on this one because I don't know what your company is going to be. But this is a very, very important aspect, because what's going to happen is that after you send out all these Instagram DMs, after you send out all these emails, you're going to get some replies. And the replies are going to ask for you, hey, Judson, what do you offer? What's your portfolio? What do you do? What are you offering to me that's going to create value? So for us, we offer content that allows brands to stick out from others. And we're able to prove that by showing them our portfolio and showing them our work. So depending on what that brand needs and what they want, I always ask those brands, find out and say, listen, we create content. I know that there's lots of other content creators that are out in the other world trying to contact and do this and that, but what would you want the most? What type of content would you be willing to pay for? And more times than not, it's content that allows these brands to make more money. So you need to formulate your offer based on what you think that client is going to need, depending on whatever your agency is. So again, I can't go into detail on how you guys need to formulate these offers, but it's very important that you take the proper time to create an offer and create something that allows to sell your clients. So guys, now that we have created this message, now that we have sent DMs on Instagram, we have essentially prospected by using IG, Snuv.io, and ChatGPT. We've composed an outreach message for our clients. We've created a very basic offer that basically is letting people know that you create content and you have a video production company. And at this point now, we need to reach out to each one of these clients individually. And I recommend you guys reach out to them on Instagram and on email. And you need to do this over and over and over and over before you start getting responses. And once you start to get responses, you will then be in the final stage, which is understanding the sales process. Now, this one can be very complicated because if you don't already have your agency set up, if you don't already have a specific product or service that you're going to be offering all of these clients, you pretty much are wasting all of your time. Because before you have the sales process, you can't do any of these other steps. So in order to create that sales process, you need to niche down on what it is you're going to offer. For us, we offer video production packages that offer video production, photography, shorts, retainer agreements. It really depends on what that client needs. But because we have worked with so many different clients, we already know what we need to offer them. So once you start getting replies, you need to know exactly what you're going to offer and what you're going to say once these companies come back and respond to your message. They say, hey guys, hey Judson, yes, we are open to working with content creators. They'll ask you, do you charge money for content? They'll ask you, do you do free exchange products for content? They'll ask you a bunch of different questions about you, and they want to know more about you. And I can't tell you exactly how to structure your own sales process and how to structure what it is that your company or agency offers, but this is something that you need to niche down on so that you can actually convert all of these leads into paying customers. Which leads me into my next video, which the link will be down below. I will go into depth on explaining our sales process and what we do, everything from this point moving forward. But if you use the strategy exactly how I showed you and you actually put in the work, you will be able to generate lots of different leads and clients that will eventually convert into paying customers. And once you have mastered this strategy, you can actually utilize Snuff.io's AI automation that allows you to send out thousands and thousands of these emails on a daily basis. And that's really what has allowed us to scale our agency. And if you want more detailed instructions on how to do that, I will be releasing another video tutorial down the link below that will show you step by step on how to do that. But before you get there, you first need to niche down on your strategy in just cold outreach. My channel goes in depth on how I've grown my agency, and I'm going to take you guys along the journey step by step on how I'm growing it and scaling it further. And if you have any questions, always feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm more than happy to help. I release tutorial videos just like this every single week. And as always, guys, peace out.